Good morning, this is Stuart Davidson here, your friendly QS. And this week, as some of you might know, I'm doing my 14 in 14 challenge. It's something I set up for myself, just completely off the cuff on Monday morning. Don't know why I did it, but what I do really is probably because I've been I've been festering a bit, spending too much time by the biscuit tin and not really taking enough action or sufficient action around the business as I really ought to be. And so I challenged myself to lose £14 in 14 days and get £14,000 worth of sales in 14 days. And I could have made it lower, I could have made it easier, I could have made it less drastic, but I wanted to put myself under a bit of pressure to try and get it done, and also for a learning curve for me as well. And so not something I'd recommend you do at home, folks. Don't try this at home, as they say. But first week, so this is day 5. So weight wise, I've lost £4.5, which is good. Oh, hello, someone come to see me, little doggy. It's all right. And one of the beauties of doing a live in a park, and all the little dogs seem to come and say hello, so which is quite nice in a way, as long as they don't bite. Yeah, so £14 in, some people say that's slightly unhealthy to lose £14 in 14 days. Yeah, I wouldn't do it if you hadn't done it before. I do have a little bit of a method to it. I've kind of done this sort of thing in the past quite a lot on a regular basis. So I'm used to fasting as well. So I kind of got a bit of a head start, so I'll let you into a little secret there. I do have a large salad vegetable meal a day, which is probably about 10 cups of vegetables and salad a day. I might have a little bit of meat in that, maybe 5 ounces, something like that, 1 meal a day. And I do try and have a day where I'm fasting, maybe a 24-hour fast. That just lets, this is me, I'm not speaking for everyone, but it just lets the old insulin settle down a bit, human growth hormone come up a bit. Yeah, because it's quite a dominant hormone, is insulin, you know, and if you cut out your sugar and cut out your carbs as much as you can, it settles down, allows it to settle down a little bit, and it's good for your immune system. And human growth hormone is obviously the anti-aging hormone, as you've seen. I probably need plenty of that, and it helps you with getting in trim and fitness and that kind of thing. So I've kind of be doing a semi. Now you can't at my age say that I'd be doing a HIIT or high intensity workout. It's kind of I would call it my high intensity workout, but it's more of it's not a sprint, it's it's kind of a trot, you know. It's like a granddad dancing sport, that kind of thing. So as you can see, I'm a bit red. I've just had a couple of runs around the field, so I'll run on grass now instead of on concrete, because I'm that kind of getting to that level in my life. And I'll do a couple of, I'll put my hat and my coat down about 20 yards apart, and I'll do a few spot sprints. Well, not really spot sprints. I'd call them more granddad gallops, really. So that's what I've been doing daily. I've been taking my spirulina. You know, I've been having my bulletproof coffee in the morning, and if I do snack, which I try not to, it will be on a bit of broccoli, you know. So it's kind of controlled. However, I was hoping to get to £5 weight loss today. It's only 4.5. I had a little bit of a wobble last night. I had a slice of garlic pizza bread, so a bit of a wobble, back on it now, a bit more determined today. But I'm kind of on track, just a little bit behind. It's going to get harder as the time goes on, I know that, because the first couple of days are normally quite easy. You think, oh, I've got some great wins first couple of days, lost a few pounds, and then it gets tougher and tougher as it goes on. But I'm taking some action. I'm feeling quite good, to be fair. You know, I'm feeling a lot better than I did a week ago. And yeah, and I'm taking action, I'm getting into it. So we'll see where that leads me. On the 14 grand in 14 days front, now, this is an interesting one. Now, this is not about the money, the 14 grand as such. This is about how my business is serving people, you know. And I think money is a measure of how you're serving in the world, you know. And if we've not got any work coming in, are we addressing our clients' needs? Are their needs being addressed? You know, they might be out there. There might be people out there with problems and pains that we could have a solution to and can help them with, and they're not quite sure what that solution is. you know, and I challenged myself and my team to do this because I think we need to get out of our comfort zone. We need to get out there. We need to find out a bit more about our clients, you know, what they're going through at this particular time, what we can do as a business, how can we use our expertise to help them and serve in the world a lot better. And I didn't want to set a low value on that challenge because it really doesn't get the adrenaline going, you know, but this is getting adrenaline going. And I've said to them, this is the deadline, you know, this is what we need to do. This is what we need to do to better serve our clients. We must better understand our client avatars. We've got to engage with them, you know, because they may be sitting there with a problem that they don't know how to solve that we can solve. You know, a lot of the time we're, you know, as quantity surveyors, we're caricatured, we're bean counters, etc. But we're much, much more than that. We can bring a lot of expertise and a lot of solutions to things, problems that maybe some clients don't realise that we have that in our toolbox, you know, and it's just because we're not engaging enough. So that's what I've challenged the team. Now, I've found out a few things this week about marketing. I'm not a marketing person at all. Now, Monday, I made 30 calls, and they were cold calls, to be fair. And I either weren't picking up, or if they did pick up, I was speaking to not the main person, not the person with the authority or the need, or the money. You know, it might be a gatekeeper or a secretary, etc. So out of those 30 calls, I didn't really get very far. And it taught me something, that I need to get a qualified list of prospects, really. So I set up a PowerPoint presentation for the following day with the team, went through all our avatars, went through all our clients, went through all the pains and problems and needs that they might need. What solutions can we bring to those problems so that we're all on board? And the next thing to do is to get that good quality list of leads, of clients that fit that profile, that may have problems, particularly at this point in time. You know, there's going to be some issues around cash flow, cash, the next project. It might be a contractor, you know, he's got to get his team back together, his subcontract, his supply chain. It could be a developer that might be concerned about the next project. Is he actually holding on to his cash, or is he looking for bridging? Is he looking for development finance? How's he going to get that? The lenders are nervous at the moment. How can we reduce their risk exposure? And that's something that we have expertise in. And how can we manage the cash through the supply chain, and to help the developer on his return on investment? How can we help the contractors and subcontractors and suppliers at this time to get the money moving? Because cash loves speed. Money likes to flow. Money hates friction, you know, and there'll be a lot of that in the next couple of months, to be sure. But part of our core skills and expertise is around helping that money to flow. So as a practice, and but I learned that I've got to get these. So the first thing we're going to do is to try and get these qualified leads of the 4 avatars, the 4 target client areas, understand their needs, try and engage with them, see if we can help. And then from there, I'm going to go back again next week and make some calls and engage, do some research, see what the views are out there, see what the view is from the point of view of developers in terms of their current projects and what their plans are for the next 12 months. Similar thing with contractors, where their pain points are. You know, they've got to get set up again, they've got to get their material supply, the subcontractor supply. They might be juggling Peter to pay Paul, you know, in terms of cash. Then there's subcontractors again. They may not be paid. They may be struggling to get up and running again with the social distancing. It's they're not getting as much productivity. So there's all kinds of different pains out there. Suppliers that need to get the materials moving again, and they're not, you know, they're concerned that the cash is moving a lot slower at this particular time. But there are ways and means around moving the cash quicker, you know, and I'm quite happy to do that. So what I've done is I've set the team a task of filling in a spreadsheet with the information around our avatars, what projects they've been working on, what postings they're doing, trying to pick up whether there's any need or support that we might be able to bring. I'm offering a 15-minute assessment for anybody that's got a pain, a challenge around their projects, a 15-minute free assessment to have a look at it, to see if there's any direction that they can go in. It might be just a little tweak here or to tweak there, or a little bit of advice here and there. 15 minutes to try and help them to get on the right track, you know. So that's the thing I found, is that it's very difficult to cold call, particularly in this time when people might not be in the office and it might be a different number and that kind of thing. So I'm changing tack slightly. So I want to get back on the phones by next Wednesday. So we're building up the contacts, we're building up the lists, and we'll see how we go. So that's me rambling on again. And I suppose it's a bit late for me to run around. It feels a bit hot. It's lovely and warm today, if you haven't been out yet. So I don't think you're going to need a coat today. But I'd normally go out a bit earlier when it's a bit cooler. But well, it was hot, particularly about half an hour ago. So I kind of cut it short a bit. But yeah, I'm going to keep on with it. I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot about marketing and putting things into practice. If you'd seen any of my lives last October, I didn't actually know anything about marketing and sales. I've learned a lot. I've got some good mentors that I've engaged that are helping me. I've read a lot, but I haven't really put it into practice yet. So I think this challenge is going to help me to take some action, start putting things into practice, because really for me, I need to do things to learn things, and also to pass that information on, so it gets embedded in up here in this little bit of grey matter, you know. So anyway, I hope that was useful. Follow me every day. I'll give you an update of how I'm getting on with my 14 in 14 challenge. And yeah, so I better get back to it, get on with it, and have a great day. And I'll see you tomorrow in the next video. Cheers.